Support for Spook. Continuing from the help thread. How are you today, Spook? The fact that you do not mention any messages saying, I feel guilty, or, we ought to try and stop. Because this is wrong, just says it all. Don't you think? I really don't like the sound of this woman at all. Not that I am absolving him. It was his responsibility all along. I wouldn't, however, conclude that your marriage is dead in the water because of this. Sometimes people take an awfully long time to see the truth that is staring them in the face. They also need to have something taken away before they understand the value of it. What does have the potential to put a lid on it is how it makes you feel. If you feel there is no way back because of the amount of deceit, you might one day be very sorry indeed. The fact that you do not mention any messages saying, I feel guilty, or, we ought to try and stop. Because this is wrong, just says it all. Don't you think? I really don't like the sound of this woman at all. Not that I am absolving him. It was his responsibility all along. I wouldn't, however, conclude that your marriage is dead in the water because of this. Sometimes people take an awfully long time to see the truth that is staring them in the face. They also need to have something taken away before they understand the value of it. What does have the potential to put a lid on it is how it makes you feel. If you feel there is no way back because of the amount of deceit, you might one day be very sorry indeed. Well done. Your message certainly seems to have struck home. Now be very, very careful. They could quite easily kiss and make up tomorrow. Make him regain your trust before you allow him to move back in. I would tell him that I do still love him, but that is not enough for me to decide that I should rebuild the marriage. I need to be sure that I can trust him again not to hurt me or my children before I accept him back and return to my vulnerable position. Now it is up to him to demonstrate to me that he may be trusted again. He must work for it. And this will take time. Only IFHE is prepared to do this. Will our marriage stand any chance of healing? And he has to understand that if he ever cheats on you again, you will not forgive him. Once is a mistake. Now he has to convince you that he realizes the damage and pain he has caused. If, understanding the consequences, he chooses to do it again, there is no hope for the man. If he doesn't get it after all this, he never will. Make him grovel, not to demean him, not for revenge but to prove to you that he is willing to grovel to get you back. And to show him what a bad idea this all was. Tell him there is no one else in your life. So the ball lies entirely in his court. He is the one who spilt the milk. So he must be the one to make the effort to clear it up. I just want to add something. Everyone here is saying much the same thing. Don't allow him back too quickly. Make him work for it. I'm a bit concerned that you might let him back soon because you want him back so badly and feel you can handle it, and that having him back sooner is better and shows full commitment from you. But that is not the issue. You have to make him wait because he needs that time to really understand what he has done. If you let him back, you may be able to handle it fine, but that's never been in question. You have been the responsible party from the start. Unfortunately, if you let him straight back, He will never have to really face the results of his actions, or acknowledge the amount of damage he has caused. He will not have learned, and so the likelihood of his repeating his behavior will be high. He needs time to realize that this thing did not happen to him, but that he had a choice. And no one else caused heartbreak and suffering to his family. Allowing him back before this has happened will result in a repeat of his actions. If not now, then a few years down the line. He needs to be resolved to be committed, to practice self-control, and to treat love as a verb. In other words, something you do rather than feel. Soon if he finds himself bored with your family life, you will pull his socks up and work to make things better with you, not look around for a diversion. And if you let him back too soon, it gives out the wrong message about you. Don't give out the message, "My feelings are not as important as yours. So to save your pain, I will not expect you to face up your deeds. Your feelings are of paramount importance. So to save your pain, I will allow you back in rather than later, without worrying about whether you have reached an understanding about the damage you have done to me. I will bear my own sadness and grief and not bother you with it while I mend myself, my family, and of course, you. No. That man must learn to treat your needs and feelings with as much respect as his own. At the moment, the only way he will learn to is by being made to work for your approval again. I may be preaching to the converted here, Spook. And if so, I am sorry. I am just so aware of how much this man means to you and how far you would be willing to go to make your marriage work, that I am worried you may let your heart rule your head. Think about this: tough love will work here. Being soft will not be too soft, and yes, he will come home, but he will do this again one day, and then your marriage will be over. People do not learn new and better habits if others are always there to pick up to the pieces for them. This time he must pick them up himself in order to see what a mess he has made. Sorry, I feel I am ranting, but I think you are at a dangerous time, and I don't want you to be hurt anymore. No, I have made lots of poor choices in the past and have learned from it. That's all. I am relieved. I think you are seeing the situation very accurately. So despite having a broken heart, your reasoning powers have not deserted you. My DH once did something behind my back. He didn't cheat on me though. And he now knows I regularly look through his stuff. He never minds if I ask, "What's this?" He just wants me to rest easy. Similarly, if he wanted to check on me, I wouldn't mind. After all, I have nothing to hide. Hi, you Spook. You're on my mind a lot. It sounds as if you are doing all the right things. You cannot control his actions. So just let him get on with it while you take care of yourself and your boys. Indulge yourself in thinking about what you would like to do next. Where you might like to live. What pastimes, career, vocations you would ideally like to pursue. What kind of family life you would like to build with just you and the boys. Then start working towards it. Every day, think of something you'd like to do that will nourish your spirit, whether that is to walk in a beautiful place, read something inspiring, soak in a hot bubble bath, go for a massage, meet a good friend for lunch, phone someone overseas whom you miss, Write a diary or poem. Bake a cake. Spend an hour playing with a child, etc. Meet friends and relatives who lift you, and avoid the ones who wouldn't. They can wait. Pay attention to your health. Get plenty of sleep. Exercise and healthy food. Build yourself. Not to make H hanker for you, although he probably will, but for you, so that you can begin to feel better. I wish I were nearer. I would be round to you all the time, encouraging you to come out for a walk or a drink, or to rub your back for you. Don't you have a friend nearby who can nurse you for a bit? Would you like to come down here for a while at Easter so I can mother you? Yes. Dottie. I think as well as cheering you up, they remind you of who you are as an individual, as opposed to the wife and mother. Your DH should realize that he is no longer in a position to be advising you on your course of action. There is no reason why you should trust him and every reason not to. He's relying on the fact that you have soft feelings for him to try and buy himself time and keep his options open. As everyone else has so rightly said, he seems to be conveniently discounting the fact that he is seeing another woman and trying to make out your relationship is in crisis because of reasons beyond his control. I don't think there is any point trying to negotiate with him until he is willing to accept responsibility for his actions. I'd love to see you in the Easter halls. Can you and your boys manage a room with a double bed and a sofa? I am sure my DS3 would be thrilled to share his toys with them. Of course you can let me know. Spook. Thanks. Soberno. I wish my kids thought so. Aloha. www etc. are so right in what they say about family portfolio, my ass. I totally agree. Anyway, Spook. Happy Mother's Day to a wonderful caring mum. Your little boys love you now, and when they are older they will understand how wonderful you have been for them. You have a super day with your boys. Lots of love, XXX. Come and see me and I will fatten you up with home cooking and vast quantities of wine. By the way, I forgot to mention I have a travel cot if that helps. Hi Spook. Well, he is living in a little world of his own, isn't he? If there were problems within your marriage before this, did he think an affair would solve them? There is no justification for this, as you have said, until Hayes prepared to take responsibility for his own choice of actions. You will get nowhere. It is a characteristic of children to blame others for their own mess. He may well come to realize this in time, but he will just have to risk the fact that you may well have moved on by then. Until he has as much respect for the pain suffered by you and the boys as he does for his own. He doesn't get it. Quite apart from the fact that he is the one that made it all happen. When I was being interviewed by Kafkas with my ex, I managed to keep my cool at all times. The one time I lost my rag, my outburst was something like, "For heavens sake, X. Why is it always someone else's fault? When are you ever going to take responsibility for anything you do?" I feel like shouting the same words to your H at the moment. Consulting a solicitor does not bring your decency into question. If you present yourself as a victim, he will treat you like one. I'm not suggesting you go in with all guns blazing. Just allow yourself the same rights and privileges that AH is helping himself to. He is manipulating you with emotional blackmail. Shame on him. Why is he pissed off that you are going to London? Don't forget to share, like and subscribe for more content.